Macmillan Audio presents The Improbability Principle by David J. Hand. Read for you by Paul Hodgson.
The really unusual day would be one where nothing unusual happens. Percy Diaconis. Preface. This book is about extraordinarily improbable events. It's about why incredibly unlikely things happen. But more, it's about why they just keep on happening time after time after time. At first glance, this seems like a contradiction. How can events be incredibly unlikely and yet keep on happening? Unlikely surely means rare. The fact that it isn't a contradiction is suggested by many real-life examples. People winning lotteries multiple times, lightning repeatedly striking the same unfortunate man, extreme financial crashes occurring again and again, and so on. But it certainly needs explaining. The universe has laws which describe the way it works. Newton's laws of motion tell us how dropped objects fall, and why the moon orbits the Earth. They explain why a car seat presses into your back when you accelerate, and why the ground hits you so hard when you trip and fall. Other laws of nature show us how stars are born and how stars die, where humanity comes from and perhaps where it's going. The same applies to exceedingly unlikely events. The Improbability Principle is my name for a set of laws of chance which together tell us that we should expect the unexpected, and why. The laws composing the principle arise at several levels. Some refer to fundamental aspects of the way the universe is constructed, as fundamental as the basic abstract truth that 2 + 2 = 4. Others hinge on deep properties of what we mean by probability, and yet others arise at the level of human psychology. The brain is not a simple recording device. In the right circumstances, any one of the laws is sufficient to lead to an instance of the principle, but it's when they come together and work in unison that the force of the principle becomes really striking, and the inconceivably unlikely happens. Books like this one are built on research, conversations, and discussions with many people over many years, far too many to acknowledge properly, but some were especially helpful in seeing the ideas through the final stages to becoming a book. My friends and colleagues Mike Crow, Kate Land, Neil Adams, Nick Hurd, and Christoforos Anagnostopoulos kindly gave me comments on various drafts. My agent, Peter Talek, and my editor, Amanda Moon, played critical roles in the journey from rough draft to finished product. Coincidentally, or perhaps not, since coincidences are one manifestation of the improbability principle, while the book was still at the conceptual stage, David Harding, founder of Winton Capital Management, approached me about a role in his company. The deep, inferential challenges I encountered there encouraged me to think more deeply about rare events. And finally, I am most grateful to my wife Shelley for tolerating, yet again, my spiritual absences as the book gradually took shape, as well as for making invaluable comments on its content. Chapter 1. The Mystery. Fortune brings in some boats that are not steered. William Shakespeare. Simply unbelievable. In the summer of 1972, the actor Anthony Hopkins was signed to play a leading role in a film based on George Pfeiffer's novel, The Girl from Petrovka. So he travelled to London to buy a copy of the book. Unfortunately, none of the main London bookstores had a copy. Then, on his way home, waiting for an underground train at Leicester Square tube station, he saw a discarded book lying on the seat next to him. It was a copy of The Girl from Petrovka. As if that was not coincidence enough, more was to follow. Later, when he had a chance to meet the author, Hopkins told him about this strange occurrence. Pfeiffer was interested. He said that in November 1971, he had lent a friend a copy of the book, a uniquely annotated copy, in which he had made notes on turning the British English into American English, Labour with a U to Labour, and so on, for the publication of an American version. But his friend had lost the copy in Bayswater, London. A quick check of the annotations in the copy Hopkins had found showed that it was the very same copy that Pfeiffer's friend had mislaid. You have to ask, what's the chance of that happening?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?